Hello there folks, these are the hands of me, Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and here we have got a table full of Filofaxes, so that's always a good start to a video. And basically this is just going to be a quick video outlining my general plans for 2014 and the use of this, my lovely shiny new, the original model Filofax. This is personal size and obviously as you can see the black version. We'll open this up and just have a quick look, but I've done proper videos of what's inside here. And as you can see, there's my cross-century classic pen, already in the pen holder. But I haven't done anything with this just yet, because I'm not entirely certain of what my setup's going to be. And as people are constantly asking me to post more Filofax stuff, I thought, well, I'm sat here wondering what I'm going to do and how exactly I'm going to use it all, so why not share it with the world? So, as you can see, we've got 8 dividers at the front, and they're pretty much what you would imagine, and your ruler and your page marker there. Then coming back, you've got the standard sort of insert paper that you would imagine, a few various coloured sheets and squared and that sort of thing, to-dos. And then I've also got a 2014 week to view diary. So that's what I always prefer if there's a choice, to have week to view as my standard diary type. And we'll have a look in my diary from 2012 here in the Filofax there, and you'll see just why I prefer to have a little bit more space than maybe 2 weeks or 1 week per page and so on. At the back, just for note of going through the whole thing, we've got a little plastic envelope there at the back, and then a nice little flip book here, which I will show you what I'm probably going to use that for in just a second. Now, you may have seen my other videos, or you may not, and know that I am an absolute organiser, notebook, just general obsessive of the written word. And I've got a collection of about 2 shelves worth of notebooks and organisers, all sorts of brands, that some I've heard of, some I've never seen before until I stumbled across them, and there's always many more on the way. And basically, if you have a look actually in this is an A5 Domino Filofax, and I use this mainly over 2012 when I was purchasing a boat and then living on board a boat for the first time ever. And so having a proper offline organiser was very useful. And if I generally just open this up, like I say, this is a Domino, I won't go into detail of it, you can check out my other videos and see this properly. But if I open the pages up and just show you, like when I say I used to use this all the time, I mean, that pretty much sums up just how much use this used to get. So it's all fun and games in there, and I've used various organisers and various things on and off, such as this. But what I also had were the dividers in the back, which I had these little tabs on, which are the Filofax little note tab things there. And basically went through, had L, P, S, B and T. So that is going through life, and so that's anything at all going in there that's not going to fit in anywhere else. So basically this would be to-dos, finance and other things, such as creating these nice little fold-out sort of offline references for how far different places were to bike to from the boat, or from Oswestry where I used to live out to the boat. And I created these little maps like this. So I've got a few more things like that I want to do in the future. But you may also know, if you're a fan of my videos, that I do a lot of writing. And I've got a couple of books out. Check out The Narrowboat Lad on the Kindle. That's the one that people are enjoying the most. It's all about my first year living on board. And I mean, I've done an awful lot of writing, just basically using this as a base to be able to hole punch with the W.H. Smith multi-hole puncher there. I've literally got pieces of paper, like scraps of paper like that I've written on, hole punched, and then I'm able to keep all in one place. And so, like I say, basically, tabs were life, poems, story, or short stories, book, which would be whatever project I was working on at the time, and then T for Tilly, the name of my boat. So each section would have the relevant clips and bits of information or whatever I wanted to do and organise in there. The only thing that I bought to go with this, apart from the hole punch and the Filofax stickers and notes insert, were a lot of these, if I can find them anywhere, expense sheets. So I might try and get something like that, or create my own version for the personal size, and I'd fill those in obviously and have a running tally of everything that I was spending, and well, it'd always be far too much. And equally, I used to get A4 paper, cut it down the middle with a guillotine, and then hole punch holes in it. So I always had plenty of paper that, even if I just folded that up and took it out and would write on that, could put stuff straight in here with the hole punches ready. But finally, and this comes back to the Filofax for next year, on the back here I have the flip book, which obviously just easy to tear away pages, and this I keep a list of when and where I've moved the boat to, and so I've got like a few sheets. I mean, for example, so to lean across the camera, I've got the other sheet there, and this basically is a list of every time I've moved the boat and where it's been at that point. So it's just a nice simple in a row record, and that is hopefully what over 2014 I will start using that notebook for. So I'll always have a to-hand record and just a straight up list, so if somebody says, where were you on this day, I can go through the list and go, date, that's the one. So that's my general old Filofax, and I'm basically this year, or next year, depending on when you're watching this video, over 2014, going to set this up in order. I'll go back to my sticker method, which you've just seen in excellent demonstrations here, of having all these different coloured stickers. They are literally just the sticky dot stickers, and basically that is anything blue is for boat related stuff, anything green is meeting friends, or just stuff that's good and stuff that I want to remember. Anything red is to do with biking or walking, which after moving on the boat, as you can see, I was doing so much of it that in the end I gave up recording it all, because I literally had an endless amount of stuff to post or to update. And then something like yellow would be for work, or stuff that, I don't know, yellow being the sort of the most neutral colour on a white background. It was the stuff that I didn't really want to pop out at me all the time. So that's what I'm hoping to fetch to this Filofax. I've moved to the personal one, and I think that the smaller size will fit well, because I am also using this. This is a Midori Traveller's Notebook, and this I use as a... I'm using it as a wallet at the minute. Let's just check. Yes, I have taken my cards out of there. So I'm using this as a wallet. So cards in the front and a bit of money. Then basically you can stick these little notebooks on the inside here, and that means you obviously then can have, I'd say, up to 3 in it. One I use as a proper sort of Dear Diary style journal, which I don't want to show you too much in here because I'm not sure what's written in this one, but you get the gist. I'm almost at the end of that, like 6 pages left. So that is what I use for general writing and diary keeping. And then the other notebook I've got in here at the minute is to do and things to remember. And you'll see, once again, I've got a similar sort of tab system going on as in the previous Filofax. And I may well be fetching these across to the new Filofax and keeping this as just a journal and wallet. For example, I mean, I've got a September and October notebook that I filled up. And like I say, I mean, I do an awful lot of writing and stuff in these sorts of things. So it's always nice to just keep a record of it. So that I shall be keeping, and that's where I'll be putting like sort of big things that I want to say, and like I say, just generally writing about what's going on and how I feel about it all. I've also got this insert for it, which is quite nice, which is a month to view diary, which I was using the dot system to keep a record of when and where I'd moved the boat to and all that. A very similar thing to what you were seeing there. So what I might do is keep this as a visual month record, have everything listed in here as well anyway, just so that I can put any other things in there in context. So, for example, if I meet my friend Jono or Manning or Helena, and then I move the boat, I will have those two things marked as happening on the same day, rather than one thing being in one place and then meeting my friends being in there. So that hopefully will take out some of the overload of things that I might have to put in there, being on a smaller personal size rather than the A5 from previous years. But hopefully I will go through some of these tabs. I don't think I'll I don't know if I will use all 6, but as my writing and videos and things like that have been taking off, and obviously now I've settled in over the last year and a half to boat life, I don't need to be sort of obsessively putting so much in order, apart from obviously with the rise of me writing and the rise of YouTube. That's sort of far more intense and something I want to do far better at, and far more regular sort of posting and know exactly what videos are going online and when. So it'll probably go something like life, any random things, videos, writing, boat stuff, and then see, I'm thinking at the minute of doing another poetry thing, or, well, finally getting the poetry anthology I've already written up to more updated with more boat things thrown in and then published, so poetry might get itself a new tab as well. And really, it's like I say, it's just a case at this point, heading into the next year, of lining everything up and starting to get a basic system in place. I mean, what I will probably do is have a to-do thing on the front at all times, so that the first thing I do when I open it is see, obviously, right, you've got to do this, so I can't really put it off and say, I'll do it another time. I'll probably keep the simple idea of having folding out sheets and a lot of ready sized sheets and punch sheets with this in the back, so that I can keep going through everything and, like I say, just take a couple of sheets out with me if I'm off on a walk, or if I'm basically doing anything that I don't want to take a Filofax or a notebook with me. Then if I do feel like doing a bit of writing, I'll have literally just a couple of sheets of paper with me, so I can stick those in here when I get back. And really, it's like I say, it's more basic organisation that I want this time round, not the obsessive recording of everything, which ultimately is going to happen. I mean, I can't resist sticking these dot stickers everywhere with a little name next to it. So we shall see how I go on, trying not to write every single thing that ever happens down. And like I say, hopefully some of that will be wicked away by the Midori, but well, the jury's out on that one. Come back at the end of January and see how I've got on and what's being used in here, and we'll see how well I've done on not recording obsessively. But like I say, there's so much to sort of relearn this time around, and like I say, whereas the previous Filofax I was literally in the process of buying a boat and then setting it up, and I had a million jobs to do on board and a million things to learn about how you basically live on a boat and move it around and do whatever needs to be done on your own in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that sounds a bit dodgy. Reword that somehow if you will. But basically, this hopefully is going to be a couple of cards in there, my good old sort of interesting cards, a little bit of if found, please return to information in one of them, and then, well, maybe, like I say, I'll obviously have these tabs all in order and those in, keep the stickers close at hand, and then as long as I've got me trusty pen, hopefully everything should all fall into place. But it will be interesting to see how I get along, or it may be interesting if you're interested in that sort of thing. So please, like I say, check out my other videos, because I've got an absolute ton of notebooks. I got about 73 different notebooks and organisers from brands from all around the world, from obviously things that you know like Moleskine, Filofax, Leuchtturm 1917, to things like Midori, and then I've got Dodo Pad stuff, I've got field notes, got I don't know off the top of my head, Cartesio, Fabio Ricci, all sorts basically. So that's just a general rundown of what my plans are. Make of that what you will. If you enjoyed it, then fantastic. Stick around, because there's going to be an awful lot more Filofax stuff. I've been away from the community far too long. I had an awful lot of emails and messages on YouTube stacking up about how I'm getting on and what I'm going to be doing. So, with a new year, we will start a new Filofax, first time ever in a personal one, and see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos for loads more like this, and a load more on narrowboat life. Check out the Facebook page, got over 500 likes there now, amazing, thank you very much. Feel free to add me personally on Facebook and Twitter if you want, links all at the end of the video. And really, apart from checking out my book The Narrowboat Lad on Amazon, have a fantastic day. Until next time, farewell.